At a crowded downtown dinner, a loud man mocks an elderly woman for taking too long to order. When she softly apologizes, he snatches her coffee, splashing it across her hands. Gasps fill the dinner. His friends laugh like her pain is entertainment. She tries to leave, but he steps in front of her. Then, without warning, the slap echoes. She does not fight back. She just whispers a name, Claire. Before we begin, tell us in the comments where you are watching from. And if you believe in justice and respect, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more powerful stories. Mrs. Harlan came to that dinner every Sunday, always at the same corner booth by the window. She never complained, never rushed anyone, and always tipped more than she could afford. The waitresses loved her, said she reminded them of the kind of grace people do not carry anymore. A retired nurse, she had spent her best years holding the hands of dying soldiers, patching wounds that medicine alone could not heal. Her husband, a truck driver, had passed 15 years ago, but she still wore his ring and the small silver locket he gave her on their wedding day. Inside it was a faded picture of a young woman in uniform, her daughter, Claire. People often mistook her quiet for weakness. But those who looked closer saw something unspoken in her eyes, the kind of strength only pain can teach. Travis was the kind of man who mistook volume for power. A foreman by trade, he spent his days barking orders and his nights trying to drown his failures in cheap whiskey. The crew called him boss, but only to keep their jobs. Everyone knew his anger was as fragile as his pride. That afternoon, he came to the dinner with two co-workers, bragging about a fight he almost won, and a woman who was not worth the trouble. His laughter filled every corner, demanding attention. When the elderly widow at the next table took too long to order, he saw a target, someone smaller, someone safe to humiliate. His friends watched, unsure, but afraid to challenge him. For Travis, cruelty was sport. The louder the room, the braver he felt. But today, his voice had found the wrong silence to disturb. For a moment after the slap, time seemed to hold its breath. Coffee dripped from her trembling fingers, the air heavy with disbelief. Then came that single word, Claire. It slipped from her lips like a prayer, soft but sharp enough to slice through the noise. Somewhere near the counter, a young man looked up from his phone, eyes widening. Claire Harlan, he murmured, typing the name into his screen. Within seconds, a news image appeared, a Navy SEAL, decorated, solemn, standing beside the president during a medal ceremony. The resemblance was unmistakable. Whispers spread like wildfire through the dinner. The laughter at Travis's table died. Mrs. Harlan straightened her back, her calm now unsettling. Her voice did not rise, but her words carried power. You should have thought twice before laying a hand on a soldier's mother. And suddenly, Travis was not laughing anymore. By nightfall, the video had found its way to every corner of the internet. The headline read, "Elderly widow assaulted in dinner, her daughter is a Navy SEAL." Millions watched the 27-second clip, the slap, the silence, the whispered name. Comment sections flooded with outrage. Veterans groups reposted it, calling her the mother of a hero. Reporters crowded the dinner the next morning, turning that quiet corner booth into sacred ground. Meanwhile, Travis woke to hundreds of messages, threats, cancellations, and a call from his boss. Do not come back. His face was everywhere, labeled the dinner bully. The same laughter that once echoed through the dinner was now playing back to him on loop, the internet reminding him of every cruel smirk. But the world was not just angry, it was awake. Mrs. Harlan's calm defiance had become a symbol, proof that dignity can strike louder than fists ever could. 2 days later, a black SUV pulled into the dinner's parking lot before sunrise. Reporters whispered and pointed as the door opened and a tall woman in uniform stepped out, the same face from the viral clip. Captain Claire Harlan. Her presence was quiet, yet every step carried the weight of a storm. She did not come with cameras or anger, only purpose. Inside, the dinner fell still. Mrs. Harlan sat in her usual booth, a faint smile softening her tired eyes. When Travis walked in, unshaven, shaking, Claire was already waiting. The seal did not raise her voice or her fists. She simply leaned forward and spoke low enough for only Travis to hear. Whatever she said made the man crumble, tears spilling where arrogance once lived. Claire stood, saluted her mother, and said, "You taught me restraint, ma'am. I am just keeping your lesson." Mrs. Harlan rose slowly from her booth, her hand resting gently on her daughter's arm. The dinner was silent, even the clatter of dishes had stopped. She looked at Travis, not with hatred, but with something heavier, pity. Then she turned to Claire and said softly, "Real power does not hit back, it rises." Together, they walked out into the morning light, leaving a hush of reverence behind them. Outside, cameras waited, but Claire said nothing. That evening, she posted one line on social media. "My mother taught me that strength is mercy." The post broke records, not because of fame, but because it reminded the world that sometimes the loudest form of justice is grace.